Hey everyone, how y'all doing? My name is Kimberly and this is From Loved Ones Tarot. Today we're going to look at the changes you could expect to see, big or small, for the month of May 2026. This is going to be for all 12 signs, Aries through Pisces. Now, it's still a collective reading for each sign, right? So if you cannot relate to the reading today, feel free to look at your other signs. So not only your sun, but your moon sign, your rising sign, and your Venus sign, depending on what you're looking to see change, okay? So if you're looking, for instance, what's changing in your love life, or what's changing in what you truly care about or what you truly value, and it could be a dream, goal, a relationship, then maybe look at your Venus sign, right? If you want to look at what's changing in your external world, look at your sun sign, look at your rising sign. If you want to see what's changing within you and how you're feeling, how you're doing, and in your deeper connections with other people, maybe look at your moon sign. But just to keep it simple, as always, you can just look at your sun sign. And if you gain any clarity today, please like the video to let me know, or subscribe to my channel if you haven't. It really does help me out. With that said, the timestamps will be located in the comment section below. And we're going to go ahead and start with Aries. Alright, Aries, what changes could you expect to see for the month of May 2026? Big or small? Let's look at the top row first. This is the transition from your current state to slowly the end result here for the month of May. So if you do not connect with the first card in your current state, then feel free to look at your other signs. But here with the Judgment card and its clarifying card, the Page of Wands, there's something that you're waiting on. Because you see here with the people waiting below for the angel to blow its trumpet, they're waiting on something, okay? Not just the final judgment, but just for some sort of calling, okay? You may be waiting for something to be well defined here, to be concluded, or to finally get the acceptance or that green light to go ahead and do something. So waiting on an answer, waiting on a calling, a higher purpose, waiting for something to finally close, to reach closure, or for something to finally begin. Does that make sense? And here with the Page of Wands, definitely feels like there's some stagnant energy around you. Maybe some things have been slow moving in your life in different aspects here, in a dream, a goal, what you're working on now, in a relationship of some kind. Stagnant movement, not a lot of progress or positive progress here, and maybe you're doubting that anything will change for you. But here with the King of Wands and the Lover's card, you go from being the Page of Wands, who is unable to move forward in a clear direction, needing other people to give you that affirmation or to give you that calling, that yes, that acceptance, to be able to even move forward on a certain dream, goal, relationship, to now here you are in the King of Wands. That is a very big leap here. For some of y'all, that is a very big leap. And so what this shows me is that by the end or in the middle of the transition, and this could happen for some of y'all, this could happen in the very first week of May, but this could happen slowly throughout May and by the end of the month. But this middle transition here is showing you jump from the page, okay, you jump from the page to the King of Wands. And so you're definitely kickstarting something very quickly here. And that doesn't necessarily mean you go from maybe you're making $5 an hour to all of a sudden you're making $100 an hour. But maybe for some of y'all, this could happen for you. But this perhaps could be what you wanted to start to see progress on. You're going to achieve some level of success here in a certain commitment that you've made. And with the Lovers here, this is something maybe that has been built over time for most of y'all. So you've been working hard at a certain dream, goal, relationship of some kind, and you're now seeing it pay off for you is what I see. So it's not a big boom, rags to riches. What's changing is something that you've dedicated yourself to over time for most of y'all. But it could be almost like hitting the lottery for the few out there. Now here in the final end is represented by the Four of Swords in reverse and clarified by the Judgment in reverse. So you see the Judgment here, and now it's flipped by the end of this month. So here you're reawakening, and you're not needing someone else. You're not waiting on someone else to give you a higher purpose or calling or some universal sign, or, from the heavens. You're not waiting for acceptance or approval. That's no longer needed. So you're not in a stagnant energy by the end of May. And here you're reawakening. So it's almost as if what you've been waiting for, you receive it. You see some sort of success, and it could be in anything, right? This is a collective reading. But what you've dedicated yourself, most likely, something that's built over time, you're going to see success in it. And now you're no longer in that waiting period, in stagnation, and maybe feeling helpless, powerless here. Now by the end of May, no more. You're standing. You're gonna experience more stability physically, or emotionally, or mentally, or spiritually, or all of the above. And you're gonna have a new perspective on life. For some of y'all, your spirituality or your wisdom that will be gained by the end of this month is going to increase. So some sort of higher spirituality or a higher sense of, I don't know how else to put it, but definitely you're going to feel like, oh, I know better, I see better, I do better. And it's just an eye-opening month for most of y'all Aries, okay? Now, can we get any word of advice for Aries during this transition or this change that they're going to see? Let's do 3 for your advice for Aries. You have the Knight of Pentacles, the World in reverse, and the Sun. Okay, so your loved ones want you to put in work. So a lot of y'all, what is about to, you're going to see success on is, again, something that you built over time. This isn't something overnight, lottery winner type of thing. With this Knight of Pentacles, it's something you've dedicate yourself to, and you've thought about it. You thought a lot about, and you've planned for it, you prepared for it, and your loved ones want you to know when you receive the success, or when you receive the ability to have more resources at your fingertips, okay? And you have the time to keep growing whatever it is that you're trying to build here, or to maintain or achieve. Your loved ones want you to focus on what has yet to be completed that gives you joy. Okay, what have you not fulfilled that gives you joy? Let's see if they can clarify this for y'all to better understand. 3 more to clarify. What is unfinished that will give you joy? Right away, 7 of Cups. For this is dreams, desires, wishes of all kinds that you may have. The High Priestess and the 2 of Wands. So this, they want you to think about by the end of May. Please think about what's unfinished. For some of y'all, you may have to do this right now, okay? As you go through this change in May, think about other dreams that you had in the past and currently that have been left unfulfilled. Or maybe you just haven't had the time to take a look at them again and see if you want to maybe try out new goals, okay? New plans, new ideas this month. Use definitely your intuition on what has been calling to you. Calling to your heart, calling to your spirit, something that you can't get out of your mind, right? It's in the back of your mind of maybe an idea that you had, and you're like, man, I wish I could do that. Maybe one day. Your loved ones want you to look at that idea that you set aside for one day, okay? This is going to help you out here to further you more in seeing positive progress of some kind, positive change, a success, achievement of some kind, okay? I do hope that this helps you. We're going to move on to Taurus. All right, Taurus, let's take a look at the changes you could expect to see in the month of May, big or small, if any, for you. Here at the top row, the first card represents your current state that will be affected, if at all, right? And this is the transition. You have the middle transition, and then you have the final result here. So this is showing you the entirety month of May, okay? And down below is clarifying cards. So up here, and if you don't connect with this, feel free to look at your other signs. So right off, you have the Lovers and the Ace of Swords in reverse. Some sort of commitment here. And it could be a commitment you made to yourself, to a certain personal goal, to a certain personal dream that you had or project. Or this could be commitment to you and other people. It could be romantically, platonically or professionally, some sort of commitment. But something got disconnected here, disrupted. Something, you could have separated yourself from this commitment, broke it off, neglected it, or ignored it, or maybe there's just been some miscommunication, confusion going on, or some type of conflict with you in this commitment. And again, it could be with you, it could be between you and yourself, or a commitment in your external world with other people, okay? But something is disrupted or disconnected. And for a lot of y'all with the swords here, it's going to be centered around how you communicate, how you express yourself, or how they express themselves, if this is dealing with other people. It's maybe how you define what you want, what you need, how you define your world, define your boundaries, expectations, and standards, and vice versa if it's dealing with other people, how they define their world, how they define y'all's relationship and their boundaries, their standards, expectations. Something's off, all right? And here you have the Two of Pentacles in mid-transition with the Knight of Pentacles here. So here you may be given some sort of opportunity or offer, or you've just been handed more responsibilities or obligations of some kind. Because you're seeing here juggling, oh, okay, I guess I'm taking this on, I guess. And you're having to be a little bit more mature about it, or more responsible. Maybe you're taking on more than you can handle, because you went from just, and you could be man or woman, but you went from a man who's just juggling, right? Going through life, trying to balance your stuff out. And yet, what you're juggling carries the weight of the Knight of Pentacles here. So what you juggle could feel heavier than what you're used to, okay? It could be anything, any type of obligation, responsibility, dream, goal, relationship, whatever. But towards the end, you have the Knight of Swords and the Three of Cups. So you went from something was not working out very much in how you communicate within yourself or with you and your external world here, to then you're given something heavier than what you can hold, and you manage it in the King of Swords. You not only are able to manage juggling different obligations and responsibilities beautifully, but you're able to communicate effectively, efficiently, within yourself and with your external world, with other people. And you do it so well that everyone in the end turns out to be happy, okay? So you not only find yourself liking what's going on around you by the end of this month, but you also have people who are in support of what you choose to do in your day-to-day life. So maybe the responsibility for some of y'all could be you gain more responsibility where you are in charge of other people, where you have to take care of other people, and you have to manage other people in a way that you have to instill some level of responsibility or structure in your day-to-day life, and it has to be well defined. So maybe you didn't know at the beginning of this month how to really set down the rules, set down standards, expectations, set boundaries, set a good, healthy, positive routine for yourself and for other people. Oh, but the end of May, you got this. You got it down. You got a good routine down. You got things are running smoothly. You got a system, okay? And people like what you're doing. You like what you're doing. So that is what is changing for you, Taurus, by the end of May. Let's see if there's any advice for you, Taurus. Any advice for Taurus during this time for their changes. 3 cards for Taurus. You have the King of Cups in reverse. You have the Two of Cups in reverse. And you have the Eight of Wands in reverse. So your loved ones want you to watch out for any emotional instability that you may be feeling now or may be feeling in the near future. You might have people in the Two of Cups not ready to receive your changes. Okay, maybe your method is changing, your behavior, your attitude is changing. What you promised before is changing. People are like, wait a minute, Taurus, you said one thing last month and now you're just switching it all up. And if this is not between you and your external world, this could just be you within yourself. You could be fighting yourself here of like, wait a minute, this is how we do things. I'm not comfortable with switching up my routine. And there could be a part of you that's like, no, this is going to be good for us. Let's do it. Let's change our habits around. Let's change our behavior. Let's do something different and new. that could better ourselves. You talking to you, right? But whatever the case is, your loved ones are saying just watch out for the emotional instability that you may experience within yourself or with other people who just not be, they may not be ready for this change that may take place. Anything else? 3 more for Taurus. How to handle this? 10 of Swords, Page of Cups, the Chariot. They want to say, though, if you're maybe, this may discourage you, this emotional instability within yourself or with other people or both. Please don't feel discouraged when this happens to you. Just know that this is just growing pains. This is people getting adjusted to it. And for some of y'all, if you see other people walk out of your life because of these changes, then so be it. But for most of y'all, this is just people trying to get used to what's going on. And it won't last. Because here you have the Page of Cups and the Chariot. This is a brand new beginning, okay, by the end of May. This is something brand new for you. It's going to be good. You're on the right path here. So stay motivated. Don't let this keep you down forever. And just know that, yeah, you're on the right path here, Taurus. So embrace any positive change that comes your way. And hopefully this has helped you. We're going to move on to Gemini. All right, Gemini, what changes could you expect to see, big or small, if any, during the month of May? And you have here, looking at the top row, this represents the transition, okay, of what is changing by the end of this month. Okay, for most of y'all, this could happen sooner. And this is your current state, or what is current and what is changing. So if you can't relate to this card and the Death card, feel free to look at your other cards, other signs, okay? So you have the Death card for your current state, what is changing. And then to clarify, you have the Death card yet again. This is my clarifying row here. And that's funny to me that your loved ones are like, the Death card is clarified by the Death card, okay? So something is having to be let go of, okay? It could be a dream, a goal, a relationship of some kind, romantic, platonic, professional relationship. It could be the identity of you. It could be where you live, or where you work, where you go to school, the people around you. Something has to be let go of, and it could be a loss as well, some type of loss, any kind, a physical loss, emotional loss, spiritual loss, a financial loss of your stability here. So you could have lost, physical stability, financial stability here, emotional stability. Okay, and here what's transitioning is into the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Pentacles. I hear this in my head, what goes up must come down. So you're coming from things are changing in your life, okay, a loss that you've had to accept, and now you're entering into this month of May feeling okay about whatever is changing or whatever has been lost, whatever you have to release or let go of. But then it comes back around, whatever this loss or change is, and it's going to affect you in a negative way here for most of y'all. And it could be affecting you negatively in any kind of way. Emotionally, it's affecting you. Mentally, it's affecting you. Spiritually or financially, it's affecting you. But something that you have to pay. And it could be something that you owed, okay, and a debt here that you have to pay off, or once you were like, oh, I don't have to worry about it, and it's like, no, you actually got to worry about it now for some of y'all. So what you thought was never going to come back around, oh, it's coming right back around for most of y'all in this mid-transition. This could happen mid-May, or this is happening, it could happen sooner, or it could happen right at the end of May, okay? Keep that in mind. And here at the end, you have the Sun and the Ten of Swords, and the Sun's in reverse. So again, it's that wheel of what was good and is now bad. Okay, it's the revolution of, it's the cycle of life here. With joy comes pain or sorrow. And by the end of May, it looks like maybe there's going to be a little bit of disappointment, dissatisfaction, unhappiness for you. Maybe it's going to leave you, like here in the Ten of Swords, depleted of energy. Okay, for most of y'all, this is, it feels like a depletion of your energy, having to deal with what you thought you didn't have to deal with anymore. This just seems like, oh, here we go again. I don't have the energy for it. But we can clarify this, all right? So please clarify for Gemini, okay, let's do this. One, let's clarify what's coming back around, okay? And how is this Ten of Swords? How are you experiencing it by the end of this month? So what's coming back around? 3 cards. You have the Two of Wands, the Seven of Cups, the World in reverse. And how are you experiencing this? Let's do 3 to describe. How are you feeling here by the end? Okay, so you have the up here. What is coming back around? It's something that you thought about happening, something to deal with what you desired, what you dreamt about for your future, what you really wanted in the past here that you didn't think was going to happen for you, but it comes back around for you. So that maybe that's why mid-May, or this mid-transition of your change, is described as the Wheel of Fortune, because it's something good. Okay, it's something that you wanted, always wanted for some of y'all, and you finally get to have it. But there seems to be an inability when it comes to how you're reacting to this down here below. You aren't willing, or maybe it catches you by surprise, the amount of work attached to this good thing that's coming your way. So maybe, the terms and conditions, right? The fine print of what you receive. You're like, ooh, wait a minute. I'm responsible for all this. Or I have to do, this, and this in order to get this or to keep it, whatever it is. And maybe you're just like, oh, I don't have the time, the energy, the resources to even keep up with it. And I thought I did, but now it's come into reality. I don't. Here with the Ten of Cups, this is something good coming back around for you, or what you thought was going to emotionally fulfill you, and now there's a bit of, maybe I'm in over my head, maybe I'm not as qualified, maybe I didn't want it as much as I thought I did. So there could be some fear, doubt, hesitancy surrounding what's coming back around for you. I don't know if it's something new that you've never experienced before or never had, but definitely it's described as something you always hoped for or wished would happen for you. Whatever it is, it just looks like you just weren't prepared, or you won't be prepared by the end of this month. So again, that energy drained for most of y'all. So maybe not so much as feeling betrayed or disappointed, maybe just overwhelmed, okay, to the maximum here. What is your advice for Gemini? What is your advice, loved ones, for Gemini as they experience this change? Let's do 3. You have the Knight of Swords in reverse, the Seven of Wands. 2. You have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and you have the 3 of Swords. Your loved ones want you to watch out what you say, okay? Don't do something impulsively, recklessly, out of how you're feeling, okay? So watch your words, watch your actions. You're going to want to be a little self-protective of yourself, of your peace, especially if you feel your energy will be drained or someone's asking more of you than you thought they would. And, and you just don't have that much to give. And your first reaction is to be like, hold up, wait a minute. I don't want to do all that. Or I can't do that. Your loved ones want you to watch what you say, and whatever is your knee-jerk reaction to do, either out of anger, fear, anxiety, or stress, just wait a minute, because what isn't working out for you right now, that is actually what you think is very overwhelming here in the Knight of Pentacles. This is someone who, again, gets in over their head. Maybe they don't feel up to the challenge or up to all the responsibilities that something good brings in for them. And they're just like, oh, I don't know. And your loved ones are wanting to tell you that's exactly what is good for you right now. For most of y'all, there's going to be some of y'all this is not meant for. And if it is not meant for you, please do not take this advice. What is good coming in for you is actually going to be quite healing for you to take on this challenge and to see it all the way through, and to stay committed and to, work on it and then see it accomplished. That may be just what you need in your life right now for some of y'all. And also a second message, your loved ones want to tell you what's happening now is not going to be what happened before. So if this is something coming back around, whatever caused it to stall or to fail or to have delay is not going to happen. It's not going to happen this time around. So they want you to trust and believe that. Anything else for Gemini? Any other advice? You have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, the 10 of Wands in reverse, and the Moon in reverse. Okay, they want you to know you've now, if you had some level of instability or loss recently, just know that that's over with. You're now entering into a new phase of life where you will see a level of stability, either physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually, or all of the above. So just know that, okay? So there's no need for you to carry the Ten of Wands here. There's no need for you to carry the burden, the stress, the baggage of what happened before with this particular thing that's coming back around. There's no need for you to carry that with you. This is a whole new thing. Yeah, it deals with what you wanted in the past, but this is different, okay? So don't carry with you what you felt before. And with the moon in reverse, they're saying there's nothing for you to be afraid of. There's no hidden, I don't know, I want to say hidden trap, like a door trap or something, like, where you fall through the floor or something. There's no, what are they trying to say? I can't think of the word, but they just want you to not be afraid. There's nothing hidden, okay? And we're just going to pop out and surprise you later on after you finally give it your all, your 100%, and you're feeling good, and then boom, it's like, surprise, just kidding, we're going to take this away from you. Your loved ones want you to know you don't have to worry about that, okay? Hopefully this helps you. We're going to move on to Cancer. All right, Cancer, what changes could you expect to see, big or small, if any, happening for you in the month of May? And at the top of the row, you have what is currently going to be changing, okay? Your current state. And if you cannot relate to this card, feel free to look at your other signs, okay? And then this row here equals the mid-transition, and the final result equals this last card, okay? And down here is clarifying cards. All right, looking back up here at what's changing, you have the Three of Swords in reverse and the Three of Cups. So something you recently have been celebrating or appreciating or just feeling positive emotions for, because some type of level of difficulty or hardship, and it could be anything. This is still a collective reading, so it could be anything that was hard or difficult. It passed, and now you're like, oh, finally, I got through it. I can now relax a little, let my hair down, go out, or enjoy my loved ones. I have more free time to do it because now this hard part is over. And then you have the Seven of Cups in reverse and the Eight of Wands in reverse. So this is a moment of joy, of like peak joy, of like, I don't know, not peak joy. Maybe this is like like an exhale of like, man, I did it. And now I feel better moment. And then boom, you're hit with, oh, well, maybe reality sets in here. Something is actually not what I thought was over, isn't really over here, this difficulty. And here with the Knight of Wands and the Chariot in reverse, there's something you have to get through here. Something that, whatever was difficult for you, you're going to have to tackle again by the end of this month. And you may just not have the energy for it, but we can clarify this for you. So something you thought was over, some level of difficulty or hardship, and you thought you were moving past it, or you and other people were moving past it, and then you're like, man, well, maybe we haven't moved past it. Maybe it has to be readdressed. Maybe we have to face it again, talk about it again, and re-strategize again, and I don't have the energy for that. I just don't, for most of y'all here. But let's go ahead and clarify how you react to face, well, let me back it up. Let me ask, what is you having to come down to reality about? To clarify that, and then how do you react to that by the end of May? For some of y'all, this could happen right away at the beginning of May, all at once. Or it happens slowly throughout this month, okay? It's going to look different for everybody how fast your timeline is. But again, clarify what you have to come down to reality to, or maybe what do you become disillusioned about here? 3 more to clarify. Knight of Pentacles in reverse, 6 of Pentacles, the Magician, and how are you reacting, right? And then the Knight of Wands. How are you reacting here? Let's do 3. Ace of Swords, 5 of Pentacles in reverse, and the Devil. So something that is, okay, so in the Knight of Pentacles here, there's something that you're not ready to do here. What you're having to come down to reality to, or have to face again, is the amount of work that still needs to be done. You didn't know it was going to take that much. And it actually is going to require so much of you that you're going to need help. Okay, here in the Six of Pentacles, in order for you to be able to manifest the reality that you want. So before, when you're like, yay, the hard part's over, and it's like, no, there's still more work to do, and you're actually going to need more help with it in order to actually see what you want. Okay, the results that you want, and whatever it is, okay, dream, goal, relationship of some kind. But there's more work to be done. And here in how you meet this requirement of work, and what does this work look like? I mean, it's going to look different for everyone. Whatever the amount of investment that you have to put in, energy, time, resources, your love, your focus, dedication, whatever you have to invest, that's your work. That may be too much for this month. With the Ace of Swords, and you have the Five of Pentacles here to mirror the Six, but you have no idea. I feel like for the majority of y'all, you just don't know how to come together with other people and really face that difficulty again. This difficulty may be tied to patterns of behavior, patterns of thinking, okay, that were very hard cycles, negative, unhealthy, or toxic cycles that you're really trying to break free from. And it took you so long to get out of it. And so you don't know, okay, well, if this didn't work the first time, how the heck am I going to get out of it now? I don't even have energy for it, for some of y'all, okay? And so how you meet this new requirement is one, confusion, like how did we get here? Two, how do you even fix it? Or how you get yourself out? How do you get the other person out or group of people out? And yeah, for some of y'all, the support that you need to get, you don't even know what support to get. Maybe for some of y'all, you don't even know who to believe in, who to trust, to actually help you out here. And it's just a time of confusion. Anything else for Cancer about the month of May? Anything else you can tell us about the month of May, and then we'll do advice. Anything else for Cancer about this month? You have the Three of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Nine of Cups in reverse. Your loved ones want you to know that you do have support here, even though you may have a level of maybe, I don't know who to trust, who do I go to talk to, who even wants to help me out here. You do, in the Three of Cups, you do have people. And it may be tied to the people in the beginning of this reading. Let me move it. Here you have the Three of Cups, right? So the people who are wanting to be with you, wanting to be supportive of you and celebrate with you, those may be the exact people that you need to trust in. And maybe actually it's a majority of y'all, your loved ones want to say, no, in this group that you have on your side, they're the ones that you actually can lean on. Maybe all of them, maybe one or two, but it's definitely somebody in that group that someone in your circle you can actually trust. And it's a way of you, it's only a matter of your perspective here with the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Cups, both in reverse. If you're able to be vulnerable and you're able to be open and honest with this group of people, or maybe one or two in the group or in your circle, if you're able to admit how you're feeling and what you need here, you're going to get the support that you're looking for. Again, maybe you have to shift that perspective here of, if you don't get what you wanted, if you see some setbacks or delays, don't let your disappointment cloud the fact that there's people in your life right now who are on your side. Anything else for the advice for Cancer? You have the Devil here again popping up in reverse, the Hierophant, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so they want to let you know you can break any negative cycles. The Devil's coming back up. They want you to know you can break through any type of negative or unhealthy or toxic cycles. that you've been experiencing, you can overcome this obstacle for good permanently. It just takes a matter of dedication coming from you, a matter of faith, a matter of structure coming in, instilling structure into your life, of good positive thinking, good positive perspective or attitude, having that can do spirit or optimism, that even if you see setbacks and failures, that you're not going to let it stop you. You're still going to try to do better, be better, feel better. If this setback does happen to you, try to keep your head up, talk to the people who care about you, and just try to move forward little by little. And you'll get there, okay? You'll break free from that whatever negative cycle you've been stuck in. And hopefully this helps you. We're going to move on to Leo. All right, Leo, what changes could you expect to see, big or small, if any, happening for you in the month of May? Now, up here at the top, you have what is your current state. That will be changing in this first card. Then this is mid-transition, and this is the final result by the end of May. Now, this could happen at the beginning of May, all at once, or gradually over time for this month. And if you cannot connect to the first card, then please feel free to look at your other signs. But here, in your current state that's changing, you have the 6 of Cups, and to clarify, the 2 of Cups in reverse. So something to deal with your stability, okay? What brings you stability? What brings you a sense of security, a sense of peace? Something that feels like home, belonging for some of y'all. Something in there has been disrupted here in the 2 of Cups. Maybe there's been conflict going on within what brings you peace and comfort. And this could be in your home life, okay? For a lot of y'all, it may be having to do with your home life. But what else gives you security and safety? It could be where you work, right? How you pay your bills, your vehicle, It could be within other relationships. Whatever gives you stability, security, comfort, love, belonging, something in there is disrupted, okay, within some type of partnership. But mid-transition, here you have the 9 of Pentacles and the Lovers here. So what was unstable before is now reaching a level of stability. So much to the point that you're seeing success or positive progress in your life. And again, it's going to look different for everybody. This is still a collective reading. But for the majority of you Leos, this is you standing in your garden, the fruit of your labor. All that hard work that you've put in, you're going to see it rewarded. You're going to see it bloom. And you're going to see a renewed sense of dedication, or you're going to get validated that what you stayed committed to was the right move for you. And by the end, you have the King of Swords and the Ace of Swords in reverse. Something in here, though, by the end of May, maybe because you gain some new sense of stability, you don't know what's your next step forward. It's almost as if you're sitting on your throne. Here in the King of Swords, you finally sit on a throne, something that you worked hard for or something that you always wanted, but you don't know. Maybe the sword is too heavy to carry. I'm seeing this pattern throughout all the signs I've done so far, and a lot of the signs, they get what they want, but they don't know what to do next, okay? So a lot of maybe what you have to do in your day-to-day life with this newfound power or newfound stability, maybe it requires too much of you here. Or maybe you're feeling inadequate. But we can clarify. What is going on by the end of May for Leo with this King of Swords? Please clarify that. What is going on here? Okay, you have the Knight of Swords, the King of Cups, and the Emperor here. Let's go ahead and draw. How are you feeling about what's taking place? Let's see, how are you feeling on what's taking place by the end of May? You have the 9 of Swords in reverse, the 3 of Swords in reverse, and the 9 of Swords popping out again, but in reverse. Okay, let me think about this for a second. Okay, I'm really getting this feeling coming from the horse here. You see how the Knight of Swords is like very confident, very determined on where he's going, okay? But the horse, his eye is looking back like, really? Are you sure? It's looking at the Knight like, this is where you want me to go? Are you sure? And so I feel like with this newfound power or newfound stability of some kind, Leo, that you achieve or obtain, what's being asked of you, you almost feel like the horse here, like, are you sure? And this requirement or demand is coming from a King of Cups and an Emperor. And this is two different energies here. So you have one energy who's very supportive of you, okay? It's all positive here, that is directing you or asking certain expectations from you. And they're like, go ahead, Leo, go ahead and do what's asked of you. And you have the Emperor here, who maybe is a little more unbiased. Like, you know, they may not necessarily care about your emotions. They care more so about what you produce. What can you give them? What can you, like, they're wanting you to prove yourself, prove what you bring to the table. So they could be a little bit more intimidating. Now, it doesn't have to be two men that this reading is about. It could be talking about maybe a supervisor in the company you work for. It could be a father figure or mentor that you have, two separate ones who have different expectations coming from you. One is more, again, more supportive, a more mentor-like, right? And then you have another one who is more fatherly, more authoritative, maybe more quiet or stern. Okay. Whatever the case may be, by the end of this month, again, you gain that stability, you gain that power, and you got to do certain things expected upon you by other people. And how are you reacting? If it looks like you're not worried about it, or you're trying not to worry about it, you're just like, okay, I mean, I'm up for the challenge, I'm going to do it. And here with the Three of Swords in reverse, let me do three more. How is Leo feeling about the changes taking place in May? Let me do three more. Nine of Cups, Moon in reverse. Okay, I had to go back and try to clarify what exactly you're feeling, Leo, because it looks like you're very, emotions may be very contradictory here. So feel like in this month of May, you're going to try to please different partnerships, different collaborations. On one hand, what was maybe disconnected or disrupted, some type of partnership that gave you a sense of comfort, security, belonging, safety, whatever it is, that was slowly mending here, right? Because you reached a level of stability, of harmony, peace in mid-transition, and then to your final power or final form just for this month in the King of Swords, okay? But then you have this group, right? This King of Cups and this Emperor, this group here, who is like, well, Leo, we recognize that, you know, you're up for the job. We like you. Now, this is a list of demands and expectations that we have of you. Please go and fulfill them. And you want to fulfill them, but it almost hinders the progress you made here in this Three of Swords. So if there is a partnership or collaboration that got disrupted, disconnected, and it was slowly healing throughout May, for you to go out and do or fulfill every expectation of the King of Cups and Emperor, this group of people or organization or company, to fulfill what they want, may actually have you going backwards here in the Knight of Swords. So here your company or this group of people is or person, what they're asking of you, they want you to go this way. But you're worried about what you are slowly trying to heal is actually going opposite direction. So where you make progress in one area of your life, you may be at risk of losing the progress in another area of your life. So that's what you may be worried about here. So what is your advice here? Let's do three for advice for Leo. Advice for Leo. You have the Five of Wands in reverse, the Ten of Wands in reverse, and the Eight of Pentacles also in reverse. So your loved ones want you to figure out what you want here, and this conflict going on here with people fighting, right? And you can look at it as a clash of egos, of who's the best, who's number one, who's achieved the most, who has the most money, who's the most loved, right? Who's the most respected? there could be some type of competition going on within you, right? On what you want to prioritize, who you want to please, who you want to show more dedication or love to. Or it could be some competition going on in your external world, at home or at work or at school. Your loved ones want you to let go of this competitive nature to what's going on, either within you or within your external world. Let that go, because that's not going to work in your favor right now. It will not work. Let's do 3 more to clarify though before I say that is what they're actually saying, your loved ones. 3 more to clarify the advice for Leo. You have the Hanged Man in reverse, you have the Queen of Cups, and you have the Death card here. Your loved ones want you not to resist what is changing or what is transforming here. And with the Queen of Cups, she's gazing down at this cup. And this cup could be anything, but it represents what speaks to your heart, what speaks to your spirit, okay? So this is an emotional, deep, meaningful attachment. This gives you purpose. This gives you meaning, a sense of belonging. It gives you love. So it's something that you truly value and care about. This is transitioning here. You're shifting your focus. You're finding out, okay, what's calling to my heart? What's calling to my spirit? How can I answer that call? How can I go down the path that is in alignment with my emotions? Okay, what can fulfill me emotionally versus externally or physically here? So it's going back to the 6 of Cups. What makes you feel comfort and at peace and secure and safe and loved? Okay, it's coming back to this card. So you're just being challenged here. You're being put to the test, and you may be being asked by the universe, go ahead and choose, Leo. Now is the time this month that you're going to have to make that decision. But it will always be up to you what you choose to do, right, Leo? So you do what you think is best. And hopefully this has helped you. We're going to move on to Virgo. All right, Virgo, what changes could you expect to see, big or small, if any, happening for the month of May? And up top, you have the first card represents the current state or what is being changed. And then you have mid-transition here and the final result. This could happen gradually throughout this month, or it can happen all at once. Okay, it's going to look different for everybody. If you find yourself not connecting with the first card, feel free to look at your other signs. But here you have the Magician in reverse, which is something it represents something you're not able to get off the ground, something you cannot manifest into reality for yourself. It could be due to a lack of passion, a lack of motivation. It could be due to a lack of resources, or it could represent some type of setback or failure in your planning or what has taken place, okay? And with the Empress here, that's just double the manifestation. She represents giving birth to new ideas, to new innovations, using her love, her passion, her creativity, and that has been lost here. But what's changing here? You have the Ace, you have the 8 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. You're going to be able to work on something here. It could be a dream, goal, project, relationship of some kind, and it's going to be very fulfilling, truly emotionally very fulfilling work here for you. You're going to be happy to do it because now you're in alignment with this, whatever you're working on, or you're in alignment with this type of work here, whatever it is. It's something you wanted, you needed, you dreamt about, it was a goal of yours, and now you get to work on it. So you're very much happy. And at the end of this transition, you have the Ace of Wands and you have the 5 of Wands in reverse to clarify. You receive some type of opportunity here that speaks to your heart, speaks to your spirit. It's something that's going to allow you to keep, something that's going to allow you to progress what you've been working on. And here with this 5 of Wands, this is more so representing some type of competitive nature. So you're going to be able to outcompete other people, okay? Or you're going to outdo the level of success you had before or progress you had before. You're going to be able to outdo it. So you're going to surpass what you've achieved so far. You're going to surpass other people with this Ace of Wands here by the end of this month for most of y'all. Let's go ahead and clarify what this Ace of Wands is. Do these cards. 3 more for what this Ace of Wands is. Please describe this Ace of Wands for the collective. You have the Star in reverse, the 10 of Wands in reverse, and the 9 of Wands. So they're describing this Ace of Wands as something you didn't think was possible here on the Star. It's something that maybe you've given up on, even wanting to hope for. but it's also something that you didn't want to give up on. So it's something emotionally you thought, man, it's never going to happen. I'm never going to get it, but I still want it. I still need it, and I'm still going to try. But I'm also kind of tired. My energy's drained from having to work hard at it. But again, you get it here in the Ace of Wands. You get this opportunity, offer in the beginning, blessing. Let's clarify more. Please describe more what this Ace of Wands is for the collective Virgo. You have the Chariot, the Magician, okay, coming back up. And you have the Hierophant. Definitely something in alignment with what you want, with what you need, what your dream or goal was or has been or still is. Something that you can make into reality. It works. Everything is working in alignment. You yourself is flowing nicely. Your motivation, your passion, your drive is there. And then you have the right resources available to you at your disposal, at your disposal at the right time. So it's perfect timing, and the resources are there. So all those ingredients come together, and you're able to set out and accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish. So everything's working well for you. And with the Hierophant here, everything that needs to work together is working together like a beautiful puzzle. So if you have committed yourself to some organization or partnership, the people in this collaboration is working alongside you harmoniously as well. Now, what is your advice here, loved ones? What's your advice for Virgo? What is your advice during this transition? You have the Two of Swords, the Nine of Swords in reverse, and you have the Nine of Swords. Let me just line those up. Loved ones want you to know you do have a decision to make here, and it's something you can either worry about it or not worry about it. Okay, let's do 3 more. Why are they saying this to Virgo? Loved ones, why are you saying they can worry about it or not worry about it? Let's do 3 more. You have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. You have the Empress coming back at you. And you have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So I can see this in 2 different ways. Your loved ones may be talking about, if you make mistakes along the way in May, don't hold on to those mistakes. It's almost like a trial and error for you to get the right ingredients together to actually see something work well for you. So just let go of that guilt or shame that you've been holding on to. And for some of y'all, if the failures that you experienced in the past is holding you back from fully letting out your voice, preventing you from expressing yourself, okay, your voice, your talent, your creativity, your passion, if what happened in the past is preventing you from letting go and connecting with other people, now is the time to let all that out. Let it all out. Your voice, your creativity, your passion. This month of May is about letting yourself shine. And hopefully this helps you.